All right, wonderful and beautiful, glorious day it is. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the day the Lord has made. Let us all rejoice to be glad in it. It is October 14th, 2025, a um, Titanic Tuesday. We got Bitcoin and gold up on the screen. Got to go ahead and get to it and see what the charts are talking about. And we're not able to take a trade, there's always every day for some great training. All right. So here we go. All right. So we'll start with Bitcoin. Bitcoin on a monthly. We know that this right here is a breaker structure. All right. Monthly breaker structure above. Okay. The market created this high, came back low right here. Then the market went this low, led to this high. And then this high led to this low right here. So what we do see right here, though, on the monthly is that price is efficient. What do I mean by efficient? Right here is showing efficiency and not inefficiency. Efficiency meaning the wick of this first bullish candlestick, the wick of this green, it's been mitigated by the bottom wick of this third bullish green candlestick. So these wicks are touching, which means price is efficient in this area, which means I'm in the future like buying from that particular area. That's what that means, because price is efficient. You can clearly see how both of the wicks are filling each other, and there's not a gap. If there was a gap, it would be called a fair value gap. So these wicks right here are touching each other. If you simply put the cursor right here, you can see how these wicks are touching. Bam, the top wick of this first bullish green candlestick and the bottom wick of this third bullish green candlestick are touching and filled that void, it filled that gap. All right. Which means I wouldn't be looking for buys in this particular area because it had already been mitigated. Let me mark this out. This was the high on the monthly. Okay. So now we broke structure right here, created this high. Market came back low, created this low. This broke structure and created a high, right? So now this right here is a breaker structure. Breaker structure. Old high is broken and a new high is formed. You start looking for what? Sales on a lower time frame. All right. Start looking for sales on a lower time frame. So we have to see if this is wanting to be a distribution. So let's go to the weekly. So now on the weekly, we know that this is what? Simulating an accumulation. But after this divergence and the change of character, price left this demand zone unmitigated. So guess what? We have to simply do this. We have to zone this whole thing out and say, hey, this is a weekly demand zone. And we don't know how far price wants to simply penetrate the zone because the change of character area is unmitigated as well. Just may want to come back and hit the change of character area and push back up and go bullish. We don't know, though. We don't know when. So we're just going to mark it out like this. This is a change of character. Right here is where the market change character. So you got a weekly change of character above. All right. So now we're looking forward to this. So the market simply created this high. This is where it started reversing. We're going to put this on the weekly. It's on the weekly. And it went, retraced, created this low. Then the market simply did what? Broke this high. So now we got this being a breaker structure. So weekly breaker structure. All right. And so this low led to what? This being a divergence and a change of character. So now we have this being a true high. Okay. So now what really happened? The market went to this low, led to this high, led to this low, and then bam, broke this structure, led to this high. So we have what? Breaker structure right here. And then the market created what? This high. This high came back to this low, did not respect this demand zone, and created what? This low right here. So now you have a what? You have a change of character, which is right here. This is where the market simply changed character. See, I'm being anal with my markups. Okay, this is weekly change of character.
Can I come in here?
Okay, so then the market went from this high to this low.
You can come in here.
Okay, then the market retraced to this supply zone right here. Let's see. Created this low, pushed up here. Right here, smack the supply zone. The supply zone, because it's divergence and a change of character, this ended up being a supply zone. But guess what? This ended up being a supply zone. But this wasn't a lower high. This turned out to not be a lower high to do what? Break this old low and create a new low. It didn't happen. So then the bulls came in and stopped it from happening. So now we have to see if the market wants to create more of a larger divergence. I think it does. Let me see what's up. Shout out to the person on the live stream.
Yeah.
Your name and your location. Your name and your location. Where you calling in from? Where you looking in from? So this supply zone right here, because this is a divergence, it broke structure, changed character. This low, smack the supply zone. The supply zone did not do what? Break this low and create a new low. It just retraced this bullish move right here and went up and caused the internal breaker structure. So now we erase the supply zone because now the market went back up and broke structure. So now this is an internal breaker structure right here because this low went up and broke the structure, and then it ultimately led to a break of this old high right here. So you have to look at this like this. Now that's a break of structure. Let me see. I'm gonna do it like this. That's a break of structure on the weekly. Okay. So now that's an internal break of structure. So now this is an external. This is an external break of structure because it's on the outside. External being outside, internal being inside. So we have a weekly break of structure above. Boom. Now this created the new high. So let's go to, let's see. So we had this low. This low led to this high. Okay, so now we need to see what is on the lower time frame. Let's go to the daily. All right, this is what we have on the daily. We have the market creating a break. This was because this was the last known demand zone. This is the last known demand zone that respected this demand zone that did what? Internal breaker structure. And it led to what? An external breaker structure. Market came back down, broke this low, broke this demand zone. So now we're looking at the fact that, oh, let's see if this supply zone is unmitigated. Let's see, we have an unmitigated supply zone. We went to the 4-hour time frame. So we have a supply zone right here. All of this has been mitigated. You can see right here how, bam, engulfing candlestick, tapped in right here to this demand zone. That engulfing candlestick on the 4-hour time frame tapped into this demand zone right here, right? But this low, this was supposed to be a higher low. It was supposed to break this high and create a new high, but it didn't. Came back and did what? Respected this engulfing candlestick right here. Respected this 4-hour engulfing candlestick right here, the supply zone, and so start selling off, right? So the sellers took over. So now we know that, okay, this was a demand zone. Okay. So now we know that on the 4-hour time frame, we had what? High led to a low right here. Led to this high. Led to this low. Popped up, led to this high. And then ultimately did what? It broke structure. So now this engulfing candlestick right here. This engulfing candlestick right here, boom, broke structure, created this low, right? And then it retested this engulfing candlestick with this supply right here, and it sold off. So now you can see how this engulfing candlestick is unmitigated. So you zone it off like this. You zone it off like this. Because now that's the next unmitigated demand zone on the 4-hour time frame. Does that make sense? Cool. So now we can get rid of this. Now we know that the sellers are in control. We know that the sellers are in control. We know that this could be some type of, this right here could be some type of trend line liquidity in the future for the market to take out. All right. But still looking at that area as a supply zone for the market to come back and hit. So, because the market took out this low, this demand zone low, and created this low. So now, let's see. Let's go ahead and zone this off. There's our 4-hour supply zone. 4-hour supply. Okay, let's see what's going on down here. The 1-hour time frame. Okay, so we had some demand being respected right here. So you see how price came right here. Respected this demand zone on the 1-hour. Demand. So then right here is another divergence and change of character on the M30. So now you got this divergence, price changing character right here. Let's see what's up. Got to map it out. Change the character above. So now we got the market creating this low. Then it's got to create this high. Then this low. Then the market creating this high.
Oh, I need help with this.
All right.
I'm taking a shower, but I need help with this.
You help with what?
Hey, the shower is good. Go take a shower, dude. Hey, nah, go take a shower.
Create this high. Can't mitigate this low. Broke structure. Did it break structure yet? Well, the sellers coming in. You see? Yeah, it broke this high. All right. So now let's see what's up. 15-minute time frame. See what's up. Gotta see what's up. Shout out to the person on the live stream. Shout out to the 2 people on the live stream. Appreciate you all. Where you calling in from? Your name, where you calling in from? We'll give you a shout out. All right. So price came and hit this demand zone right here. So mark this, we on the M15, mark this on the 15-minute time frame, and this low did not break this high and create a new high. Created a low, and so then we have this break right here. So now that we have this break right here, the market breaker structure right here on the M15. All right, let's tap into the M5, see what's going on. We do have a bit of a divergence and a change of character. Let me see if it's divergent on 1 minute. Yeah, sure in hell does look like it. Yeah, it did. So divergence and a change of character. So what we're gonna do is simply put a supply zone on that, on the M5. Put an M5 supply zone right here because price may want to sell from here in the future. M5 supply. All right. Let's see what we got. It probably quite didn't hit the demand zone. Maybe on the M15, maybe on the M5, but price is probably creating some type of trend line liquidity to get people to induce getting in. Let's see. Got price diverging, creating a possible change of character. Price hit this supply zone right here, broke this low, created a new low. So we'll see if the markets are attempting to create some type of complex pullback. Because the market hit this low right here, hit this demand zone right here, but this low did not break above this old high and create a new high. Sellers came in, broke this low. Now the mindset shifts and changes. Like, hey, so we got a lower high that broke. We got a high that broke a low. Probably be looking for what the bears to come in. B-Rod, what up with it? B-Rod from Chi-Town, what's up with it, bro? So looking at Bitcoin, see what Bitcoin is attempting to bring us. Looking at it on the M1 time frame. So if this thing decides to go back up and sell from right here on Bitcoin, then this will be the take profit because you got an unmitigated demand zone sitting right here on the 1 minute time frame. You got an unmitigated demand zone sitting right here on the 1 minute time frame. So if this decides to go back up and create a lower high, then we'll look to sell into this demand zone. So this is an M1 demand zone. Now you got to understand, you also got to look for the liquidity. Question is like, where's the liquidity? Where's the liquidity? Okay. Where is the liquidity? Liquidity is above the New York and the London sessions, high and low. So in our retrospect, right now it's the Asian session. The Asian session frames out is the Asian session is the beginning of the trading day. It frames out the day. Okay. So what you do is let the Asian session complete and be like, okay, this is my Asian session high, this is my Asian session low. Okay. Which is liquidity for saying, hey, there are pending orders sitting above this Asian session high and Asian session low. Okay. That's what liquidity is. The market moves off liquidity, it seeks liquidity. Okay. And you got the saying that if you cannot see the liquidity, then you are the liquidity. All right. So with that being said, we see how price has simply mitigated this low right here. Demand zone simply mitigated this past demand zone and simply did what? Led to a break of structure right here, creating this new high. So all we're looking for is, okay, we're seeing that, okay, now that let's draw this out. So we see that this demand zone right here simply did what? Market mitigated it, boom, went up, broke an old high, created a new one, right? So now you got the market coming back and this in this demand zone, and it did not lead to a break of structure. Stopped right here, and the seller simply came in, diverged, changed character, and simply did what? Create a low, taking out this previous demand zone. So now your mindset shifts and says, okay, cool. Maybe the sellers are attempting to come in on a lower time frame. All right. Excuse me. So let's go back to higher time frame. You got the market diverging, changing character, coming back, creating a low, breaking structure right here, creating a high, coming back down here. Here's the build up, the inducement, and here's the push out. So all of this, I'm gonna put on the M5 time, put it on the M30. So right here, all of this is a what? Breaker structure. M30, breaker structure above, boom, breaker structure. Just be patient in the process. You got to map, mark out your map, breaker structure. All right, and so then we have a breaker structure right here on the bottom. I put it on M15 though. So we'll see what the market decides. This is an M5. This is an M5 demand zone right here. So right here, the market is simply wicking out at this M5 demand zone. Obviously, I have my demand zone placed on the M1. We'll see how the market reacts. It's not a significant zone. I would even put this back on the M1. So seems like the market is attempting to divert and change character. But you got to create a map. Map your way to the millions. So market didn't come back and hit this particular demand zone right here on the M1 time frame. So that's an area of interest to look at as well for the market to sell down to. So I'm gonna zone this one out as well. Let's see, 1 minute demand. All right. So B-Rob, we got B-Rob on here, and who else? We got two people on the stream. I'm gonna read Ruben Villahermosa Chavez's books because I'm always going to be a student of the game. I'm not going to ever cut off my learning the skill set. Even though I do know a lot about it, I'm still always going to get better and better as a skill set. So, B-Rob from Chicago. And who's the other individual? Place your name and where you're from in the comments. I'll give you a shout out. Give you a shout out. So like I said, we got the London session being green, New York session being like this faded white, and then blue being the Asia session. So we got to see what's up and what happens. We already got the market diverging and changing character right here on the 1 minute time frame on the M1. We got to see what this Asian session wants to do. Like I said, we're marking out the areas of liquidity. That means if this diverged and changed character, that means there's liquidity sitting above here, which means people simply have their pending orders, stop losses sitting right here, just like this, assuming that the market is going to sell from right here, having no evidence, just assuming that the market is going to sell from right here. So, yeah, there's liquidity sitting above here. There's liquidity above every low and every high. There's Asian session high, session low liquidity. Then we can go to the daily. We can go to the daily and mark out the previous daily candlestick. Right. We can go to the daily, mark out the previous daily candlestick, and say, hey, okay, let's turn this to red. And let's put this as a daily high. Oh, PDL, previous daily high. I mean, PDH, previous daily high. Okay, previous daily high. And then we mark this out. Mark this out as the previous daily low. All right. So we got both of those alerts set. All right. Previous daily high, previous daily low, which is liquidity. All right. All right. So we see this as a 1 hour bearish engulfing candlestick. Okay. Now we have a M30, 30-minute bearish engulfing candlestick with this wick being unmitigated. Got to take that into consideration. Got to take that into consideration. But 1 minute time frame, if you're looking at the Asian session, market took out this low, create a new low. Old low broken, new low form. Who comes in? Buyers, right? So you can scalp, but if that's not in your trading plan, highly avoid it. Also, you want to avoid news. You want to avoid any major news. They got heavy USD news because there's a government shutdown. So we have to put an alert right here and say, hey, M5 supply zone. Because we're not going to be able to stay glued to the screen. That's not what professional traders do. So we got an alert set for our M5 supply zone. Building out our framework. Looking for possible sales from here. Get a confirmation from here. Sell down to the downside. Probably this will be TP1. And then probably here being TP2. But we already got our alert set, so just following what price is giving us. And look at this. The previous daily high is also Asia high of the previous day. The previous daily high is also the high of the previous. Well, no, the daily high, the previous daily high is also the high of the previous Asia session high. The high of the previous day is also the high of the previous Asia session. Wow. All right. So what we got to see is this low supposed to take out this high? Because this is a high. You got to see if this low is supposed to take out this high. One is going to happen, but both can't. So we got to see what's up. Let's see, you'll put this on the 4-hour time frame. Follow supply zone. Let's see, 4-hour alert. And make this a H4 supply zone. Now let's see if that higher low right here, that higher low to respect this demand zone, let's see if it's supposed to break this high and create a new high. If not, the seller's going to come in. So you got this range between this high and this low. The sellers have an opportunity to come in. If they don't, then the buyers will do what? Simply prevail, break an old high, create a new one, and that'll be what? A higher high. So one or something is going to happen. Both can't. So we'll see what's up. See what's up. We just read and react. We don't predict. Read and react. We don't predict. So we got a divergence, change of character, price. I believe this is going to be a redistribution to simply come down here and continue to buy pressure up. That's what I feel. Let's see. I can put this as a, yeah, I got to map out my demand zone. I'm slipping, tripping. So let's see, 1 minute alert. Alert, M1 demand zone. All right. So now we set up for the buy or for the sell. So we'll see what's up. Price has now created a divergence. Let's see. Price created a divergence change of character right here. It simply created a redistribution to simply break low, create a new low. Now you have another divergence and price changing character right here, creating this high. See how you price landing lower and then price landing upward. Price is literally slanting lower and this slanting upward, causing a change of character. So now what do you have? You have this demand zone being open. Got this demand zone being open. Now this low on a 1 minute time frame, M1, this low right here led to this high being produced. Now this is a divergence and change of character right here, right? Now one or two things are going to happen. Either price is going to respect the supply zone and sell back down, or it's going to favor the buys. We'll see what's up. Let's see, 1 minute supply. See who it favors. If this turns out to be a redistribution, probably end up taking sales, confirmation based sales from this particular area, stop loss like this, and probably end up selling to what this demand zone right here. So just forecasting a trade, seeing what market is attempting to do. I don't have a pending order or anything set. Confirmation based trades over here. So thing about it is your boy don't even have a phone. So oh yeah, I got my tablet. That I can use. So we'll see what's up. See what happened with this. We got a divergence. Let's see. Got to mark my change of character out. Change of character. Above. Change of character. Below. Got to keep my stuff marked out. See how this market gonna react. Creating some trend line liquidity right here. One touch, two touch, generating some trend line liquidity. Market moves on liquidity. We just don't know the liquidity is going to target. We don't know when. We don't know how. Got a small internal breaker structure right here. And you got the build up. inducement right here. And then here's another break of structure. And the market coming back here, smacking that inducement, not creating a new high, respecting it, pushing back lower, breaking structure. So we'll see as the sellers. Let's see how this thing want to play out. Got my stuff set up, got my alert set. Yeah, see how this thing want to set up. Let's see, mark this out too. And one demand zone. All right. So that's going to be all for the day for Bitcoin. I'll probably do gold tomorrow. I appreciate each and every one of you for taking time out of your busy schedule to listen to what I have to say. It is always greatly appreciated. I will never ever take it for granted. Have a safe, blessed, productive rest of your Titanic Tuesday evening. Know that I love you. And as I always like to say, God created us on purpose to fulfill a purpose. And what purpose are you willing to fulfill? And always remember, don't be one of many, be the one. Free Telegram link to the trading family and trading group and trading signals is going to be in the description below. Link going to be in the description below. All right. Take peace. Take care. I'll see you all tomorrow. Same time.